clear. I'm speaking about Western society. I can't speak on women that I don't know personally. I don't live there. I only know what I see on TV, and that's not always accurate. And if I was a man right now in Western society, I would be extremely, extremely afraid to get a woman pregnant. I would be afraid to marry a woman. I would be afraid to commit to a woman in any way, shape, or form. I've seen women that go out to a bar, go home with a man that they just met, hardly know, sleep with them unprotected, and then the next day feel guilty about it and try to say that man raped her. In my opinion, I don't believe men and women are equal. I don't think that we were not biologically designed to be equal. You know, in nature, every other male and female is not equal. You know, as women, I think we need to stop trying to be something we're not. And I think that is going to ruin our society. Not only ruin it, but it's going to cause our species to die out. It's just really sad that women just can't accept their role. It's like they're lazy. They don't want to. How dare you ask them to cook and clean for their family? How dare you ask them, you know, to not go open up their legs to a stranger? How dare you? They want to have the right to kill their own baby because they want to sleep around. They want to go and be a whore and sleep around and do it as many times as they want, and they want to be able to kill the baby that is a product of them sleeping around every single time they do it. And if you threaten to take that away from them, they go crazy. I'm against abortion. Disgusting. If you want to sleep around women, you want to be whores, go have your uterus taken out. Okay? There is no reason to kill an innocent baby that has not done you a thing. They want to be lazy, they don't want to cook and clean, and they want to be whores. And that's just the bottom line. And I do not blame men for going their own way. In fact, if I was a man, I'd be joining y'all. The average Western woman today is a complete narcissistic, vain, unfulfilled, selfish whore, and that's just the bottom line. Men going their own way doesn't affect me directly. I have a husband. I've achieved that, and I'm very, very grateful for that. But again, the whole feminist thing affects me directly, and that's why I do these videos. Men going their own way is the result of feminism. Feminism has destroyed women. Feminism doesn't just affect men. I'm faced with the fact that I can't have any because of the way women are today. And every single time I've had a female friend, she has stabbed me in the back, was jealous of me, tried to sabotage me, competed with me. I really can't stomach being around the average woman today. After about 5 minutes, I just can't take any more of it. I can't take the things they talk about. I can't take the things that everything they talk about is just stupid. You know, at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters to me is my husband and children, is being a good mother and a good wife. That is the only thing that has real importance to me anymore. I really can't stand the fact that the average woman today has children from different men and will use those children as pawns to control the father, to get money out the father, to get money out of the state. I cannot stand how, you know, women will marry a man just for financial support. We do have a 2-year-old son, and someday he is going to date women, and I am scared to death that he is going to get a woman pregnant and she is going to hold that baby over his head, not let us see the baby unless we pay up. I'm so afraid of that kind of thing. I've seen that happen so many times. The average woman today looks down on a woman that cooks and cleans for her husband. I can't tell y'all how many of my female acquaintances that have told me something, because when they come to my house is spotless, and I always have a home cooked meal. I always cook every single day. They will criticize that, oh, I'm not doing that. That's just ridiculous. He can make his own food. You know, he needs to do his own laundry and that kind of thing. That's how the average woman thinks today. Thank goodness I was raised by my grandparents.
في الفيديو ده أنا عايزة أتكلم
الوصفة بسيطة.
احنا اليوم اكيد راح نحكي.
لقيت الناس بتقولي يا حنين في واحد يوتيوبرز اسمه او اي wherever بيشتمك وعامل فيديو عمال يشتمك.
طب ما احنا كمان كنا قاعدين في امان الله لقيناهم بيقولوا لنا الحقوا ده في واحده اسمها حنين حسام سمت نفسها.
لو كل ما بتروح المول بتلاقي نفسك صرفت لحد ما تخرب بيتك، انت محتاج تشوف الفيديو ده. ده الجزء الثاني بتاع البريفنج على كتاب اسمه Predictably Irrational بتاع دان أرايلي، وهتلاقي الجزء الاولاني منه موجود.
وعليكم السلام. يا مرحبا بالمقبلين، يا مرحبا بالمقبلين.
وانت عندك؟
شو باكل انا فين؟ رحب يا اخي. ايه لا رحب مين؟ اسامي ايه مقبلي ده؟
مقبلي هو بس ابدا يا اخي. هو فيك بواحد، هذا اللي جاي اللي يجيك. يلا يلا يغير ينعنش شوي يا اخي.
في تحدي الان بين سلطان وفؤاد.
فريقي وفريقي.
فريقك طبعا انت مع سلطان.
وحش ابو السلاطين.
ومعكم كولمن، انا والكبير باش مهندس فؤاد وبجط.
منتهي.
طبعا اللي بينهزم منهم بينطر في المسبح مع درجة الحرارة الآن. تصريح قبل يا فؤاد.
انا مش هصرح.
بس لا انا بصرح، هذا من اللي بينطلع في المسبح.
والله عاد انت تيمك.
لا مش هيتنطل لانه مش هيخسر.
الله عليك.
مش هيتنطل برضه.
وترنا والله وترنا. سلطان حتى بنفسه.
اسمع، اللعبة الآن بنختار قسم الحيوانات، بنحاول نشرح لك الحيوان اللي يعطونا إياه من غير ذكر الاسم، وأنت تجيبه عاد.
لو صح هنزل راسي، غلط ارفع راسي.
صحيح.
يلا.
في الصحراء.
في الصحراء الجمل.
من تحت تبن.
يقرص.
من تحت تبن.
الضب.
يا أخي يقرص.
مثل من تحت تبن وشه.
مش عارف. ثعلب. ديب.
يا أخي زاحف، يزحف.
ثعبان.
الله عليك صح. هي نفسها بس أكبر منها. نوع من الثعابين كبير.
نوع من الثعابين كتير. تمساح.
نوع من الثعابين.
يا أخي
يا أخي في كوبرا.
الله عليك. في شوك.
قنفذ.
صح.
انزل.
سريع.
لا هذا ما تحسب.
والله انك بسنة طب. 3 اجابات صحيحة.
كولمن تعال كولمن اصبر.
يلا دور سلطان اختار.
كولمن الحين دور سلطان، بالله خليك شجاع. يلا بالصلاة. اكبر شيء في البحر.
حوت. اللي اصغر منه.
اصغر شوي. سمك قرش. لا يلا.
صرف الاكبر شيء في البحر.
يتفل. مو بربيعه.
لو يموت مش هيجيبها.
والله
حيوان
يتفل يا اخي. مهبول شوي يجي قلصح.
قرد.
لا ارفع فوق. ارجع يلا بسرعه. وصل كثير منه دايم.
هجين.
واحد يتكلم.
راح
صراحه اطلع.
لا يلا اللي بعده.
سهل.
فوق والله صعب ذا مره.
مش عارفين حاجه ده.
يتغير لونه مع كل شيء. يتغير لونه مع كل شيء.
ثعبان.
لا دعمه.
سحلية.
لا
اطلع
خلاص طلع فوق.
بس. اسم الحيوانات انا اشوف يا شباب انهم ينطلون الاثنين.
لا 1-0. انا جايب.
لا يا حبيبي لا.
انا جايب 3 حيوانات وهو جاب حيوان واحد.
والله
اقسم بالله.
صح.
والله فؤاد.
1-0.
عبد الرحمن
عندك اصبر. لاعبك عنده فرصة انه يعوض في.
ادفانتج.
اسمعني، بنختار الحين طبخات. والله حتى ملعبه هو. يلا استعد.
يلا جاهز. ملعبي ده.
صح.
متعادلين.
اكله شاميه.
الأكلة شامية. الحمص.
لا. كمان.
لونها بني شوي.
لونها بني. الكبة.
لا.
بني.
خلاص غير.
ها يلا اللي بعده.
فوق.
قصيد لو جبت.
والله العظيم كذا نطب. لو تجيبها انت نطب.
ايوه.
حلا ابيض. لونه ابيض.
ابيض مهلبية.
الله عليك. تحت.
Are you an atheist?
Yeah.
I am an atheist, yeah.
I am, yes.
I am. So you're not an atheist?
No.
So you're leaning that way because of evolution?
Yeah. I don't believe in there's a guy in the sky that lives in the sky.
You believe in evolution?
Of course I do, yes.
Live science says of Darwinian evolution.
It can turn dinosaurs into birds, apes into humans, and amphibious mammals into whales.
What Darwin showed in his work on evolution and natural selection is that we don't need to invoke any supernatural force or power to account for the development of life through time on Earth.
You think it's a belief?
I think it's just fact.
I think more like facts.
There is too much evidence to ignore.
Do you think it's a belief?
No, it's science.
It's the way it happened.
It's logical.
You know, all the scientists pretty much agree with it.
It's more of a fact.
When did you start to believe?
When I started to think for myself.
When did you start believing?
When I took my first biology class. It all started to make a lot of sense. The teacher made it very, very easy to understand. I generally trust the scientific community. Makes more sense than any religion or anything. The fossils they found of all the cavemen, the Homo sapiens, the dinosaurs, it shows clear evidence.
I believe in science.
What's your major here at this university?
Biology.
Your biology major?
Yeah.
You believe in evolution?
Yes.
What's your major?
Geology.
Chemistry?
Biochemistry. Environmental science and policy.
I'm a physicist.
Biochemistry.
Okay, do you believe in evolution?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe in evolution?
Yes, I do. Of course.
Yes, I do.
I do believe in evolution.
You believe in evolution?
Yes.
Are you a strong believer?
Yes.
Are you a strong believer?
Yep. Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
A scientific method is based on the collection of data through observation and experimentation. Science Daily.
Could you give me some observable evidence that evolution is true? Something I don't have to receive by faith.
Yeah.
You give me one.
I can give you thousands.
Just one.
For instance, I would say look at Lenski's experiments with bacteria then.
I'm going to trust what those experts did. Those experts came up with.
I have a strong trust in evolutionary ideas based on the evidence presented.
Can you think of any observable evidence for Darwinian evolution, a change of kinds?
I haven't seen it myself, but I believe what the textbooks tell me about it, so...
You've got faith in the experts?
I have faith in the experts, yeah. I guess similar to how religious people have faith that God actually exists, I have faith in the experts knowing what they're talking about.
The scientific method must be observable and repeatable. So could you give me one piece of observable evidence for Darwinian evolution?
Okay, I would point to, as one great example is look at the genetics of the stickleback.
What's that?
So stickleback fish are a very interesting collection of species that were recently isolated after the end of the Ice Age.
What do they become?
They're various species of sticklebacks.
They stayed as fish?
Well, of course.
Can you think of any observable evidence where there was a change of kinds?
Fish.
Human beings are still fish.
Human beings are fish?
Why, yes, of course they are.
How long did that take?
A couple billions of years, millions.
A couple of millions? How is that observable?
It's not.
We came out of the ground as a mammal, and one mammal created...
Come out of the ground? Out of the sea?
Huh? Well, initially in the beginning, we came out of the ground and the sea after the great destruction of the...
So do we have lungs or gills when we came out of the sea?
You want to know something? Those that were in the sea, I guess, had gills, and those that were on land had lungs.
But if we came out of the sea, we had gills in the sea.
You want to know something? Who knows that we came out of the sea or we evolved from mammals?
So you don't know?
Huh? Of course I don't know.
I'm accepting that they did their science correctly.
Could you give me an example of Darwinian evolution, not adaptation or speciation, but a change of kinds?
These are changes of kinds.
They're still fish.
They're distinctly different fish.
We have thousands of examples.
Can you give me one?
I can give you thousands.
Just one.
For instance, I would say look at Lenski's experiments with bacteria then.
So what do the bacteria become?
The bacteria are still bacteria, of course.
So that's not Darwinian evolution. That's not a change of kinds, is it?
It is a change. It is a change in the genetic makeup of the bacteria, which is
still bacteria. So what do the bacteria become?
A new kind of bacteria.
So it's still bacteria. There's no change of kinds. To summarize, the observable evidence that you give me for evolution is bacteria becoming bacteria.
No, it is bacteria acquiring new metabolic capabilities.
You said before that there is lots of evidence for evolution. I just want one observable evidence for Darwinian evolution. No, just one.
But I gave you some. You don't want...
Not some, I want one.
Wait, you don't want that.
I want one. Yes, I do. I'm pleading with people.
You asked me to tell you when I've watched one species evolve into another. Isn't that right?
No, one kind into another. There's 14 different definitions of species. So I want a change of kind.
It has nothing to do with faith. Faith is something that I have to, unseen, I have to believe in.
That's it, unseen. Look, do you believe evolution?
Of course I do.
Are you a believer in evolution?
Yes, I am.
When did you start to believe evolution?
I started to believe evolution when I started to think out for myself.
Is evolution a belief?
Well, you know something, evolution is two terms and checking out all the alternatives, like taking a look at the religion, man-made religions.
Let me ask you again, is evolution a belief?
No, evolution is, well, yeah, in a word, yeah, I could say it could be a belief.
Give me one instance.
Yes, we have an example from a group of birds called Darwin's finches.
You take a look at the difference between the finches on the islands that all started out. I mean, that's very, very observable.
But that's not Darwinian evolution. There's been no change of kinds. What do the finches become?
They become genetically new and anatomically new, recognizably different species.
So they're still finches?
Well, of course they're still finches, yes.
They're not there's no change of kind.
Little birds that he had observed that...
What did they become?
Their beak shapes.
They're still birds.
Yes.
3 finches that turn into different types of birds.
They're still finches.
Well, for example, Darwin and his study on evolution of the birds on the island that he went on to there.
Their beaks changed?
Their beaks.
They're still birds. There's no change of kinds. That's within the kind.
Evolution on the beaks.
So that's called adaptation. Darwinian evolution. There's no change of kinds. There's no different animal involved. I want something that shows me Darwin's belief in a change of kinds is scientific. Darwin spoke of a change of kind. Can you think of any observable evidence for Darwinian evolution where there's a change of kind?
Change of kind. Change of kind. I'm gonna have to think about that one a little longer.
You give me anything that I can see, observe, and test, which is a scientific method for Darwinian evolution, a change of kinds.
Test and observe.
Could you give me observable evidence, which is the scientific method for Darwinian evolution, a change of kinds?
Okay, I gotta think about it. So you want the evidence of it?
I would say...
I cannot, I think. It's a hard question, actually. Mitochondrial DNA. So, can you repeat the question again?
Could you give me any observable evidence, just one, for Darwinian evolution?
Let me think about that for a sec.
Observable evidence, something where we don't have to exercise faith. Something that can be observed, like the scientific process, observable.
That's a good question. That one I'm not quite sure.
It's revolution?
No.
How do you know it's true?
I'm not sure.
So Darwinian evolution is not observable, it's not scientific.
I guess so.
So it's unscientific, you can't prove it.
It's scientific, actually. You could prove it. It could be proven, just...
Do it for me.
That's hard. That's just too broad of a...
It's unobservable, that's why you need millions of years.
Yes, exactly.
You're trusting the biology majors and the biology professors know what they're talking about, and they can't even give me evidence of a change of kinds.
Well, then there isn't one. If they don't give it, then I wouldn't say there was.
Yeah. I just go on what I've seen and what I've learned from class.
So you believe?
Yeah.
You know what that's called?
What?
Blind faith.
Blind faith.
Faith is the great cop-out, the great excuse to evade the need to think and evaluate evidence. Richard Dawkins.